I'm with Dr. Sylvan today from Concept Cosmetic Medicines, and we're going to talk about skin and the look of the overall look of skin, because it can come down to texture, tone, volume, and as we age, obviously those things change, don't they?
Yes, they do. And skin is probably one of the biggest impact in regards to how refreshed that we look. Even though some people don't really think much about their skin when they're aging, when they want to be rejuvenated, they think about all the anti-wrinkle injections, for like the crow's feet, the angry lines, or when the cheeks start to sag, they think about revolumizing and plumping up the cheeks. But what they start to forget is like how important it is for the overall look of the skin. Because if your skin is looking healthy and youthful and glowy, then it doesn't matter about those little soft crow's feet that you've got or a little bit of that droop. Overall, people go, gee, you look refreshed.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think there's character in lines and wrinkles and so forth, isn't it? As we age, we don't need to get rid of them completely, but we might not notice the little things, or maybe we have and we thought we couldn't do anything, things like capillaries or pigmentation and stuff like that.
That's right. And there's all these medical treatments that we have these days that can actually close off the capillaries straight away, or even a series of these lasers that actually help minimize that ruddiness and redness that people get across their face. Or if you've got some new sunspots that come through, and we just, again, different laser, zapping off those sunspots, and it just looks so much nicer on your skin when you don't have splodges and things that keep
refreshing.
So
when we look at the differences in our skin as we age, why are the things that are happening, how do they happen, and is there anything we can do to prevent them as we go as well?
So the majority of skin being aged is really to do with the sun, the damage from the sun's UV rays. In Australia in particular, we are prone to have more skin cancers. We are more prone for our skin to age a lot quicker than our friends and family who live overseas. The reason for that is just above Australia, the ozone layer is at the thinnest, and so that means more UV rays actually come through the atmosphere and actually hit onto our skin, and so that's why we actually age quicker than other people. 70 to 80% of our skin aging is really to do with the sun's rays, and that's why I always bang on about how important it is to protect our skin from the sun, because it's not rocket science that if we protect our skin from the sun both by using a zinc-based sunscreen, which is a blockout, not just an SPF, it actually prevents that sun's rays hitting into our skin and damaging the skin structure and things like that as well.
Okay, so it's good to start at any age, really, isn't it?
Any age. The earlier that we start, the better it is. I always say the best piece of advice as from a mum to their little ones is start using, as part of the routine, a zinc-based sunscreen to protect and nourish that new young skin that they've got. And so they don't have to reach the age where we are now using different treatments to try and reverse the damage, because we always say prevention is better than cure. So the earlier the better, and most of the sun damage that people get by the time they see it through usually around by the age of 30 years of age is really from the sun exposure back when they're young, in their teenage years, and certainly in their 20s, and it all mounts up and comes through when they hit the 30s.
Yeah, so I'm aware of this too. So as we do age, and those of us who perhaps did have a little bit too much sun when we were younger and so forth, what are the things that you can specifically do at CCM here and yourself to be able to help combat that and take away a few of those?
So my first thing is sun protection, which we spoke about beforehand, but what we can do over here is bring in that next level of treatment. So at night time, using a medical grade vitamin A that's mixed in with a little bit of moisturiser, and that's an anti-aging cream. Can't say no to that one. And the other, which is really popular treatment, is the laser facials, because laser facials, there's no downtime to it all. It's about half an hour, and what it does is a series of different lasers. We're treating all three layers of the skin. The middle layer and the deepest layer is really where all the pigments lie, the blemishes. It gently removes those pigments with each treatment, and on top of that, it tightens the skin, tightens the pores, reduces the background redness, and also stimulates collagen. So overall, we put a retinoic acid at the very top layer, so that's that third layer of the top layer of the skin. So when that top layer of the skin actually flakes off and peels off, usually happens on day 3. So about 7 to 10 days later, after a laser facial, all your new skin, it just springs together and comes to the surface, and you get this beautiful glow, beautiful wow, and that's when people go, okay, I see that little bit of that glow, that freshness on my skin.
So it's not an obvious big change to the skin, but it's enough to notice that you've got a different tone, a different texture, and a softness and a glow that we've maybe lost from sun damage, etc. as well.
Absolutely.
What about the the people out there who are obviously doing that, oh, I'm just a bit nervous though, is it going to hurt? What's the downtime? So how does it work?
So downtime is pretty much zero with a laser facial. It's one of those lunchtime, people come in just before going to work, have the laser facial done, and then pretty much go put on the makeup and straight out the door. It's just that little bit of a light tissue flake that happens on day 3, day 4, and for those that don't want it, we can always change it to a little, or adjust the doses so that people can still have, go to their functions and things like that as well. Pain-wise, pretty much zilch. So the worst one is probably the very first laser, which is a YAG laser that we use, and that's really to help just gently break down that pigmentation. It's more like a prickly, annoying sensation, and there will be just a very few that find it's a little bit more than just a prickly sensation, but we've always got happy gas here, and I'm like, bring on the happy gas.
The happy gas, excellent.
Yeah, so it's quite comfortable.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Now, how often should I do it to get these kind of results? Is there a time between them?
Yeah, so ideally every 6-7 weeks, because that's our natural skin change and turnover. For other people who've got other medical conditions, like if it's acne or rosacea or even melasma, which is that blotchy pigmentation that people can get, it's a little bit quicker, so maybe about every 2 to 3 weeks, stretch it out to 4 weeks so we can get on top of the medical condition. We also adjust some of the settings on the lasers to actually help treat those conditions at the same time, but a general laser facial every 6-7 weeks is that get that beautiful glow.
Excellent, to keep the glow going. So if you've got special occasions coming up, it's worthwhile doing.
Yes, 2 weeks before the occasion, and that's that sweet spot.
Excellent. And as you said, if there's specific skin treatment needs while you're having that done, can the lasers treat that too?
They can, and a lot of people say while we're doing a laser facial, we see some, as we're cleaning the skin and assessing the skin, sometimes we see little capillaries around the nose area or across the cheek, and then we can change it to say an XLV laser and just give them a few zaps, just sort of like photoshopping on the go. So it's just as little spots crop up or a new age spot comes up, then we just use another different laser, again like a ruby, and just we can actually work it together with laser facials.
That's
so
great. One-stop shop.
One-stop shop, yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today. It was great to get the knowledge. If you'd like to book a consultation, you can do so at conceptcosmeticmedicine.com.au.